Welcome in to the historic Eldridge Park. Jordan Palacio here alongside Sam Wiederhalf. Summer has officially started. The 2019 Cape Cod Baseball League opening day. The Bourne Braves starting their season against the Orleans Firebirds here at Orleans. Sam, we're bringing you in here. This Bourne team, let's recap last season because it was a kind of a rough one for the Bravos last season. First things first, this team was ravaged by injuries. It seems every single day this team was dealing with something.
Yeah, of course. Ended up having 4 injuries in 5 days to that team, a team that ended 18-25-1, last place in the West Division, and missed out on the playoffs. So certainly a tough team. But coming back from that this season, Harvey Shapiro was quoted saying it's not the first team you recruit, it's the second team. He's talking about the depth that he wants to have on this team. And we'll see when they come out here tonight. We don't know how many of these players we're going to be seeing here in a week, 2 weeks, but certainly he's looking for depth in the 2019 season.
And that leads me into my next point. So we've kind of talked about last season, you know, for the Braves, like I said, kind of a rough one, finishing 18-25-1, missing the playoffs. The season after running up in 2017. We talked about that. Now let's focus on who exactly is on this team. You mentioned, you know, the roster this week is going to look different from the roster 2 weeks from now. Who is on this team and who should we be looking at tonight?
Well, I think the one player you want to watch out for is Cody Morissette. He's a sophomore from Boston College. Will be playing at second base today, but Jordan, earlier in the week, he wasn't only playing second, he was also playing short. And third base. Harvey Shapiro only had one infielder for 3 days during practice. He was playing all of those positions for Harvey Shapiro because all of them are gone at the College World Series, including Casey Martin from Arkansas. He's actually playing right now against Ole Miss in the NCAA Super Regional. He's a guy 287 average right now. Coming into the game today, so we'll see if he comes out earlier in the week if they lose against Ole Miss in that NCAA regional. So he's a guy that we're going to be watching out for. And Alec Burleson from East Carolina, they just got eliminated by Louisville, so he should be coming to the Braves here in the next couple of days. 373 average, 61 RBIs on the season, also a 6-1 record on the hill. So he's been pretty solid for the East Carolina. So we'll see if he comes up. But there's a lot of players that aren't here for the Bourne Braves. Roster will be shifting in the next couple of days.
Yes, it absolutely will. A lot of big players, including Mason Hickman, pitcher from Vanderbilt, undefeated on the season, just threw a great game in that third game against Duke. Vandy moving on to the College World Series. Like we said, we were talking to the general manager, Darren Weeks, of the Bourne Braves, and he was quoted in saying, you know, the roster really opening day is kind of irrelevant, because the team, like I said, from now to even maybe tomorrow or by the end of the week is going to be 2 completely different teams. But right now, opening day. By the way, happy opening day. This is like a national holiday around these parts.
I know, especially right here in Cape Cod. Baseball is so important, so historic here in the Cape Cod Baseball League, entering over 100 years in this baseball league. So great feeling here at opening day from Orleans.
No, a little chilly here at Eldridge Park. Overcast skies. Rain is in the forecast, unfortunately. Hoping that we are able to avoid the worst of it at least get through 5. Later tonight, let's talk about who we have on the mound for Orleans. We are talking about Adam Seminaris for the Firebirds. Sam, what are we looking for with him?
Yeah, left-handed pitcher from Long Beach State, certainly a school that's famous for baseball. 4-9 record on the season, so he struggled, but a 3.35 ERA, a little bit of promise. He'll be on the mound for Orleans, the first pitcher that Bourne is going to face this season. I'm really interested to see how the bats play. Jordan, a big point this season is this summer league is wood bat. It's one of the few leagues in the USA that is strictly wood bats. So transitioning to that, some of these players were playing with aluminum bats just last week for their college team. So now transitioning to that, it'll be really interesting to see what the team batting average here is at the end of the season.
Absolutely, and especially for teams players that are coming here for the first time, not really experiencing that kind of transition from aluminum going over to wood. Let's go ahead and run through the Bourne Braves starting lineup. Leading off is going to be Ernie Yake, the shortstop from Gonzaga. After him, Xavier Warren playing third from Central Michigan. In the 3-hole, it is Brendan Rivoli, the left fielder from Virginia. Batting cleanup, A.J. Curtis playing third from Cal State Fullerton. Shane Muntz is the DH in the 5 spots from Wake Forest. Premium 2-way player Shane Muntz, listed, check this one out, Sam, listed as a pitcher, has also spent time catching and has been hitting DH tonight.
Oh, that's just with the way the roster's looking right now. These players are going to be asked to do a lot. But a lot of the players from smaller schools getting a big opportunity here in the first week of the Cape League.
Absolutely. Cody Morissette, who we talked about earlier in the broadcast, is in the 6th spot. After him, Kyler Fedko in right field in the 7. number 8 spot, Kyle Hess in center field. And rounding out the Braves lineup is the catcher tonight, Peter Burns from Boston College. On the mound for the Braves is going to be Harrison Rakowski. We'll be talking about him a little bit later on as the teams have finally started taking the field, getting their warm-up throws in. Orleans in the white shirts, white pants, red sleeves, a really sleek-looking uniform, white hat with the red brim, and the Braves in navy tops, gray pants with the red piping down the pants.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jordan, the one player I'm going to be looking at besides Morissette in the Bourne Braves lineup, number 31, Xavier Warren in that 2 spot from Central Michigan. 369 average on the season with 8 homers, 23 doubles, and 70 RBIs. We'll see if he's going to be one of those main bats here in this Bourne lineup, but certainly a big name coming into this game.
And absolutely, an even bigger name, especially in this league, Harvey Shapiro, entering his 21st season as the Braves manager. All-time 436, 415, and 21. A lot of ties, obviously, in the Cape League. The limits is 10 innings for those who don't know. As soon as the game enters the 11th inning, well, there is no 11th inning. It's going to be marked as a tie. There's a lot of games and not a lot of days for these players to get through.
Well, you're right. You talk about the coaches, Jordan. We were talking about this pregame, but Kelly Nicholson on the Orleans side, his 19th summer here, 15th as the manager for the Firebirds. So both very experienced managers heading into their this opening day.
Absolutely. Sam, it's finally game time. All the waiting, all the preparation has all finally come to a head. Ernie Yake steps into the box for the Bourne Braves. Lefty on lefty here going against Seminaris. Seminaris looks in, kicks and fires. The first pitch is in the zone, and we are underway. Happy opening day to you, wherever you're watching from. It's in the zone for strike 1 against Yake. Slight breeze coming in. Like I said, overcast day. Here is the 0-1 to Yake. That one is just a bit high. It evens things up at 1-1.
Wind carrying about a little bit out to right field. It's 314 to right field, an astounding 434 to center, and an even 300 to left field. Very weird dimensions here.
Very triangular shape in the outfield. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Off speed there. Yake falls behind 1-2. Like we said, Yake over from Gonzaga, batted just over 300 this season. 302 with 3 home runs and 30 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Got him swinging, and Yake goes down on strikes.
That's a big start for Seminaris. The first batter he faces in the most prestigious college summer baseball league is a strikeout. Gets a little bit of the butterflies out of the way here on opening day. It's opening day for everyone.
Yes.
So a big way to start out this game with a strikeout on Yake.
Xavier Warren steps in now from Central Michigan, getting his shot against Seminaris. Warren, 370 average. You mentioned him earlier on, 8 home runs, 0 his freshman campaign. He takes a strike right at the knees, and Seminaris coming out the gates, throwing a lot of strikes.
Yeah, of course. Very important for him to throw strikes. Like I said, it's early, but he wants to start out this game relatively well.
Here is the 0-1 to Warren. That one, same spot, same result, 0-2 now the count.
Warren's a player that plays catcher, third base, and first in the Central Michigan season, is actually playing second base today, or third base, excuse me, a position he never played in the regular season.
Here's the 0-2. That one just misses a little bit high, 1-2. Seminaris working really hard so far. Very efficiently as well, not really beating around the bush. Seminaris now sets. And here comes the 1-2 to Warren. That's fouled off. First contact with the bat we've seen tonight, and we'll do things again at 1-2.
Yeah, it gets things rolling with that new lumber, like I said in the pregame show. First time these players are playing with wood bats for a lot of them. A lot of these players are returning from the Cape League, but for a lot of them, it's right from aluminum over to wood bats here in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Seminaris kicks, fires. It's a line drive into right center field, and it is going to be caught on the run by Kokoska for out number 2.
Yeah, Warren making a little bit of noise, but Kokoska only had to move a little bit over to his right side to put that one away, but it's a quick 2 up and 2 down for Seminaris.
Brandon Rivoli now playing in left today from Virginia. Steps in, trying to get the Braves offense going here in the top of the first inning. Opening day here from Eldridge Park in Orleans. Rivoli batted a 320 average with Virginia, hit 5 home runs, 42 RBIs. And he takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. 3 first pitch strikes from Seminaris to start off.
Yeah, really important for him to start out these batters with strikes. Good for the confidence and good for the stat sheet as well.
Here is the 0-1. That one just misses a little bit low, possibly outside as well, even things up at 1-1. Rivoli played catcher at Virginia, listed in the outfield on the roster. Check this out. Played 2 years of ice hockey. Tough kid here, Rivoli. This one, he grounds to third, stays fair. That's going to be Zamora on the play, the throw on to first, and it is in time. 3 up, 3 down for the Braves.
Not really getting the start they wanted to here in this game, on the bats at least. 3 up and 3 down, but making contact here early against Seminaris. Now it's up to Rakowski to silence the Orleans bats here in the bottom half of the first.
And you mentioned Rakowski. Let's talk a little bit about Harrison Rakowski. Named the starter earlier today, coming from Rutgers University. Played a little bit with Bourne last season. What are we expecting out of Rakowski?
Yeah, like you said, he was a 28th round pick by the Reds in 2017. Last summer with the Braves, went 0-2 with a 6.64 ERA last year. A left-handed pitcher. 2-6, 4.08 ERA against or with Rutgers, but he had 83 strikeouts, so struggled a little bit on that side of the stat sheet, but 83 strikeouts has some promise. We'll see what he can do against Orleans.
Very good stats with Rutgers when you talk about the strikeout. Big strikeout pitcher. 83 strikeouts, only 25 walks. That's almost about 3.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. Spring academic team, very intelligent kid coming from Rutgers, like you said, was drafted into the Twins and led his team in innings pitched and with strikeouts as well. Let's go over the Firebirds lineup. Jordan Lala sets up in center field, leading things up. A.J. Lewis playing second in the 2 spots. Eddie McCabe in shorts batting in the 3-hole. Zach Acosta, who made that play earlier, batting cleanup and is in right. Max Traione batting DH today in the 5-hole. Josh Zamora at third, batting 6th. Rob Emery at first is followed after David Avica catching in the 8th spot. And rounding out the lineup, Trevor Johnson in left field for the Firebirds.
I mean, you look at this lineup, and you have to say, are you kidding me with some of these guys? And this being just opening day, we know how much roster turnover there is once the College World Series gets over. Lala, 2.76 average. Then you move on to A.J. Lewis, 3.03. Eddie McCabe goes at 3.45. Kokoska, 3.30. Troiani, 3.20. And then Zamora, 3.20. And another 3.20 with Rob Emery. And that rounds it out. The last 2 batters at 198 and 191. But so much firepower on this offense for Orleans.
And so Harrison Rakowski is going to have his work cut out from him tonight. Big pitcher, 6'3", 225. And he is on the mound and set to pitch to Lala. He kicks and fires, and that one misses upstairs for ball 1.
And just for Seminaris, it's going to be important for Rakowski to throw first pitch strikes to get a little bit of the butterflies out of the way.
Here is his 0-1. That's fouled down the left field side. Watch out, over the road, into the woods for strike 1. We might have a little bit of an issue with that tonight over here at Eldridge. The foul ball is going into the road, the nearby neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty busy road right behind us.
Yeah. Here is the 1-1 to Lala. That one taken inside, just missed 2-1. Good pitch there from Rakowski. Now working from behind. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Rakowski is 2-1, misses even higher up. Now 3-1, Lala in full control.
Good hitters count for Lala, like I said, 276 average during the season at Miami, Florida.
Drew 61 walks for Miami. Very disciplined up at the plate. 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. That's going to be Morissette. He backhands it. Throws on the first, little high. But Curtis is able to stretch, and he gets it for out number 1.
It's important to keep Lala off the base pass. He had 23 stolen bases for the Hurricanes during the regular season. So to keep that speed off the base pass is going to be key for this Bourne Braves defense.
Rakowski gets bailed out there. 3-1 count. He was able to get Lala to ground out. That's a big confidence builder right there for Rakowski.
Yeah, of course. Great pitch he threw, and the exact contact he wanted from Lala.
A.J. Lewis now steps in for the Firebirds. He gets his first pitch from Rakowski. That's right down the middle for strike 1.
And Lewis, mainly a catcher, played 40 games there for Eastern Kentucky, was actually named on the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year watch list.
Here is the 0-1. It's a fly ball into left center field. It looks like Hess is going to be calling off Rivoli, and he makes the catch with one hand for out number 2.
And we talk about the kind of roster turnover there is, especially when the College World Series gets done. Lewis listed as a catcher, playing second today.
Yep.
That's a position he really wasn't familiar with at all during the regular season. Played 3 games in left field and 11 as a designated hitter, but really asking a lot of these kids here early in the season.
Eddie McCabe, the shortstop, now steps in here with 2 away in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 our score, and he takes his first pitch for a strike right at the knees.
McCabe, a kid from Georgetown, a little Big East representation. 345 average. He led that team in the regular season.
The 0-1 fastball finds the zone. Quickly jumping ahead now is Rakowski. 0-2 in the count. McCabe, the shortstop, now ready for his 0-2. That one misses up high, trying to get him to chase there. Didn't bite. 1-2 now the count.
Yeah, good 0-2 pitch. A little bit high on the fastball, but doesn't chase for it. Stays in the at-bat.
Rakowski kicks and fires. The 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled off into the netting over the home dugout on first base side, and we'll do things over again at 1-2.
Yeah, right on that first base side is a huge hill, perfect for lawn chairs as families get out for this first day of the Cape Cod League.
A beautiful atmosphere to be a part of. Here is the 1-2. That one just misses inside. The Bourne Braves bench wanted that. Whistling at the umpire. Didn't get it, though. 2-2 the count. Rakowski looking to work a clean 1-2-3 inning. Here is the pitch. It misses up high. And that fills things up at 3-2.
Well, that's big for McCabe. He was down 0-2 and now works this count to a 3-2 pitch. We'll see what Rakowski has for him in the payoff.
Rakowski, not a huge walker, like we said. Only walked 25 all season long in college. This one, the 3-2, got him, swung on and missed. And Rakowski works a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves.
Big time for Rakowski. Like I said, had him 0-2, battled it to a 3-2 count, was able to punch him out on that 3-2 pitch for his first strikeout of the evening. Big for Rakowski and the Bourne Braves.
Curtis Muntz, Morissette due up for the Braves. We're going to be taking a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment here from Eldridge Park. Welcome back into Eldridge Park. Top of the second inning here between the Braves and the Firebirds. Curtis Muntz, Morissette due up 4, 5, 6 spots for the Braves, going up against Seminaris, who worked a perfect first inning.
Yeah, was able to get by with a strikeout on Yake as well in the first batter, so doing pretty well early, which is big in his first inning in the Cape Cod Baseball League. We've talked about it. Everyone knows how prestigious this baseball league is, and it's important for him to get off to a good start here in this
A.J. Curtis now for the Braves. Fouls his first pitch off over toward the Firebird dugout down the first base side for strike 1. Curtis batted .318 for Cal State Fullerton in his 40 games played. Got 3 stolen bases as well, which not particularly you see a lot of from a third baseman. Seminaris now fires the 0-1. That one misses upstairs just above the belt, and that evens things up at a ball and a strike apiece.
Cal State Fullerton, a big baseball school in Southern California. Made it to the College World Series a few times. He was just announced on this roster just a few days ago.
Curtis fouls the 1-2, this time over the bench toward the school here at Eldridge Park. Going to bring the count to 1-2.
This is one thing that Seminaris is doing well early, is getting ahead in the count against these batters. Really putting them in tight spots, and already Curtis has to protect the plate with down 1-2.
Kurgis is digging in, and here comes the 1-2 pitch from Seminaris. That one is fouled off, almost the exact same spot, and we'll do things again here at 1-2.
Well, he's been late on both fastballs. He'll have to speed up that swing a little bit if he gives him another fastball. I expect Seminaris to slow it down a little bit and try and get him reaching 1-2.
A chilly night here in Orleans, 62 degrees with a little bit of a breeze. The 1-2 is a chopper down the right side, down the first base line. Going to be a tough play. And it looks like Emery was able to secure the ball, get the tag on for out number 1.
Oh, what a great play that was from Emery. A slow roller. It looked like Curtis could have beat it out. You mentioned he has speed. And a great tag from Emery to be able to field it and reach over as Curtis tried to get out of the way. And that's a big first out.
Shane Muntz now steps in for the Braves. Both teams still looking for their first base runner. Muntz coming from Wake Forest. We mentioned him earlier. Kind of funny. Listed as a pitcher on the roster. Spent a lot of time catching and is DHing here tonight. He takes his first pitch down in the dirt. A rare miss so far for Seminaris, 1-0.
Yeah, early in this season, players are being asked to stretch out a little bit, playing positions they're not really used to playing. Really easy for Muntz. All he has to do is hit today.
The 1-0 is a slicing ball down the right field line. It's going to be close, and it is going to be a fair ball. It's going to be a ground rule double as it bounces up the hill, and the Bourne Braves have their first hit of the season.
And what a great hit from Muntz. In the first pitch he sees over to right field, just was able to get inside the foul line and bounces out of play. He's able to leg that one out for a double. A one-out double, and Bourne already has a player in scoring position.
Definitely in business, and up steps Cody Morissette, the shortstop from Boston College. Spent 4 years playing over at Exeter High School, won back-to-back state titles. Also played basketball at Boston College, scoring 1,300 points. Real athlete, this kid. A lot of these guys are over here in the Cape. Morissette gets his first pitch. That one is in the zone, strike one, as Seminaris is working from the stretch here for the first time tonight.
Yeah, these are the best players in the country at the collegiate level that we're being able to see here night in and night out for 44 games.
Such a wonderful thing. Just be able to see all these players, see them all playing together. Usually a lot of these guys don't even, a lot of people meeting each other for the first time, forming a lot of connections as Morissette takes another pitch in for strike two.
Yeah, certainly. At the Bourne Braves first pitch dinner last night, a lot of new faces meeting each other for the first time. And next thing you know, the next night, 24 hours later, they're all playing baseball together in one of the best leagues in the nation. So it takes a little bit of time to get that team to really melt together. But once it does, it can be a beautiful thing.
Seminaris sets now, fires. That one is swung on miss. And Morissette goes down on straight strikes.
There's the second strikeout for Seminaris. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts for him, and he's doing well on the mound. Now 2 outs with the runner on second. Second makes it a little tougher for Bourne to get that run home.
Kyler Fedko stepping in for the Braves, right fielder from UConn. Batted .242 for the Huskies this season. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs in his 54 games played. Base hit would likely score Muntz over there at second base. Here is the first pitch. That one misses low and away. Ball 1.
Yeah, Fedgo also in high school winning 2 state titles in 2016 and 2018. In his 2018 high school season, hit .661.
It's hard to do much better than that.
No, you really can't. In baseball, they call it a sport of failure. Well, he certainly didn't do that there.
1-0 the count. Seminaris taking his time. Now delivers, and it's chopped right back to Seminaris. He gets it with his right hand, underhand flip over to first base, and he's able to work out of his jam, and the Bourne Braves are retired without a run.
Yeah, leave a runner on second off the double, but great job by Seminaris to get out of that jam. Bourne leaves a runner on.
Orleans stepping up 4, 5, 6 spots due up. Kokoska, Troyani, and Zamora. And Orleans, for those who don't know, 14, 29-1, missed the playoffs as well with Bourne. Split the season series with the Braves, 2-2 apiece. And Eldridge Park here, what a beautiful sight. One of the most, you mentioned the league has been prestigious, but this park has have a reputation of its own, over 100 years old. Some new renovations being made, namely the scoreboard out in left field. And We were talking a little bit with the staff here at Orleans. They're saying, how long is it going to take until that gets peppered with baseballs? Because it is right behind the fence at 300 feet.
Yeah, it's straight in left field. I mean, that thing's going to be knocked out. They might need another one by the end of the season. But you talk about the history of this place, so historical. Has been seen a lot of baseball games over 100 years. So this is definitely one of the more beautiful sights you'll see on the Cape. And Orleans, they're lucky to call this place home. Seats over 6,000 too. I mean, for
absolutely.
a college summer baseball league, that's relatively high.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody here, it's such a privilege to be here, part of the league, and it's gonna be fun. Gonna have a long season ahead of us, and more than revved and ready to go for the rest of it.
Yeah, of course. And we talk about there's 44 games, and that's relatively small when you're talking about a baseball season.
Right.
Every single game counts if you're trying to make it to that Cape Cod League championship by making the playoffs. So even with these early rosters here in the first couple weeks, when you don't have your guys back from the College World Series, it's still important for manager Harvey Shapiro to put a team on the field that he thinks can win.
Yes.
Because then at the end of the day, these early season games can prove to be the difference.
Yeah, there are no meaningless games. Every single game matters. It could be one game that might make or break your season when we talk about the postseason. Zach Kokoska steps in and takes a first pitch strike on the inner half of the plate.
Kokoska was with a very high 330 average, led Virginia Tech.
0-1 is in the dirt, evens things up at 1-1. Kokoska batting .338 home runs, 31 RBIs at an OPS of near 1,000 at .934. The Wildcats. That one misses low. He checked his swing. They appealed down to third base. It did not go. And now we have the count at 2-1.
And this heart of the lineup, Kokoska 330 average, Troiani 320, and Zamora 320.
2-1 pitches swung on and missed on the off speed. It evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you were talking about in the open, Sam, this lineup for Orleans 1 through 7 is pretty much a gauntlet. Almost no batters off. 2-2 pitch misses upstairs, fills things up rather at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Kokoska doing well for Virginia, or a transfer from Virginia Tech, now goes to Kansas State, but still pretty big school.
Payoff pitch is in the zone, strike 3, and he sends Kokoska down looking.
Here's the second strikeout for Rakowski. A beautiful 3-2 pitch on the fastball. Caught him looking right in his shoes. Couldn't do anything about it. There's a nice first out of the second.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Rakowski. Now steps up Max Troiani from Bentley University, batting .320, 9 home runs, 29 RBIs. Gets his first pitch from Rakowski, aggressively swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, for Troiani, this isn't his first summer league experience. Played for the Lake Monsters of the Interstate Collegiate Baseball League and batted .457 in 17 games for them.
0-1 pitch is sliced toward the crowd over on the hill in right field. Falls innocently enough, and the count now jumps to 0-2. Rakowski working like Seminaris did in that first inning. A lot of strikes, very efficient, and is looking to put Troiani away here in 3 pitches. This one is going to be a line drive straight up the middle. It's going to be the first base hit for the Firebirds. Hess is there. He fields it, and the Firebirds have a runner on first here in the second.
And Troiani, the DH, was able to square that ball up and send it right to center field on the pitch from Rakowski. So he gets on with one runner, with one gone here in the second inning.
Josh Zamora now for the Firebirds out of Nevada, batting .320 this year.
And Troiani's also somebody you want to watch out for on the base paths. Went 17 for 18 on steals.
Now Rakowski being forced to work out of the stretch for the first time. His first pitch to Zamora in the zone for strike 1. Zamora in his freshman season for Nevada was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year in 2018. Led the conference in batting average. This one's in the dirt, and we have seen the first work from the catcher tonight for the Braves, being able to block that. Peter Burns behind the plate in the gear from Boston College, doing well to keep that one in front and keep Troiani rather, from advancing to second.
Yeah, of course, we know Troiani has speed, so a good play from Burns to keep him over at first and keep the double play possibility alive.
Here's the pitch. This one misses high. Pitch out. It's close over that first base, but Troiani is safe over there. Troiani being a little tested early on here.
Yeah, of course, and Burns at the catcher spot is still trying to prove himself. Of course, these roster spots aren't really locked in yet, and Burns trying to make a smart play over at first. Almost got him on the throw.
Zamora, who's stepping in, and gets his pitch from Murkowski. That one swung on and missed. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strike. Ground ball here, which sure sounds nice, doesn't it, Sam?
Oh, absolutely. And you're seeing a lot of swings and misses on Rakowski's pitch, as we mentioned in the open. 83 strikeouts. He's a big strikeout pitcher, and it's already proving so in the first couple innings.
Here's the 2-2. This one's going to be fouled down the right field line. Heads up over there, especially if your car is parked over there. Might have an extra dent in it by the end of tonight's game.
Don't remind me.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Zamora. Runner on first is Troiani. No score yet in tonight's opening night matchup between the Braves and the Firebirds. Rakowski kicks, fires. This one misses up at the letters, and it's going to fill things up at 3-2.
Yeah, you see another battle from these Orleans Firebirds. As Zamora was down in the count, now works it to a 3-2 pitch. Rakowski's going to be tested yet again.
And it'll be interesting to see if Troiani advances on the pitch. He does not. The 3-2 is a fly ball deep left field. Back on it goes for Foley. He's at the track, at the wall, and see you later. It's a 2-run home run for Josh Zamora.
Well, Zamora says hello in his first Cape Cod Baseball League at bat and sends one rocketing over the left field wall, squared up on that 3-2 pitch, and pulled it to the left side of the ballpark over the fence. A big 2-run home run for Zamora, and he puts Orleans on top here in the second.
Yeah, Zamora was definitely sitting fastball, 3-2, got it. He's got it in his one pitch in his one spot and did not mess around with it. Rob Ebery now steps up, and it's quickly 2-0 for Orleans. Emery is another player. He's listed as a catcher, playing first base tonight as the Firebirds await the arrival of some other players. He takes a strike at the knees for 0-1.
Orleans just 2 infielders listed on their roster heading into this game.
0-1 pitch is a ground ball that's going to find the hole in between Yake and Warren. It is 3 consecutive hits for the Firebirds.
Well, now it's important for Rakowski to keep his head in the game. He gave up a 3-2 home run in that bat that he was actually ahead in the count over Zamora. Gives up a single right after that. He has to keep his head into it, or he's going to become unrattled out there on the mound.
David Avita now steps in, the catcher from Grand Canyon University, a Phoenix native. Only one away here in the second inning. Rakowski trying to stop the bleeding. There's the first pitch, missed up high. Burns tried to frame it up. Didn't do a nice enough job, according to the umpire. Ball 1.
Avita, another player that already has summer league experience, last year played for the Matsu Miners in Alaska. So a big change geographically between summers for him this year.
Very interested to see what that experience is like. That pitch swung on and missed by Avita, off speed there. 1-1 now the count. Rakowski looking in. Avita stepping in. Rakowski takes a look over at first base and fires. They're going to have a steal, delayed steal. It's going to be a close play at second, and they got him. Burns is able to get rid of Rob Emery. The delayed steal does not pay off, and there's 2 away here in the second.
That's a big one for Burns. He fumbled the ball a little bit on his release over to first, but is able to maintain himself and pick off Emery at second base. That's a big play for this Bourne Braves defense, able to get 2 down.
Big sign of relief for Bourne. The pitch misses down low, and we're going to have 2-1 now. Excuse me, 3-1 now. Avita now being forced to work without any base runner support. And Rakowski able to now work from the windup. This one misses up high, and that's a very rare walk from Rakowski.
Well, Rakowski now with 2 outs, a little bit more confidence rather than just 1 out and a runner on first. But Avita able to work that walk and get over onto first base with 2 outs. They can make a little bit of noise here with another 2 out rally, already 2 runs home here in the second.
Trevor Johnson now stepping in, the left fielder from Dartmouth. And Rakowski's first pitch fouled straight back into the netting for strike one. Johnson batting 191 on the season, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, 21 strikeouts on the year to his 15 walks. Here's the 0-1. This is a line drive. It's going to be fouled down the right field line as it sputters out. 0-2 now the count.
And Johnson's already had a little bit of an interesting career over there at Dartmouth. Was the team rookie of the year in 2017. He missed most of 2018 with an injury.
Yeah.
Came back and just batted 191, so he's still on the up, but gets a great opportunity here in the Cape.
Here's the 0-2 to Johnson. This one, a bait pitch. Doesn't take it. Misses outside. 1-2 now the count.
Well, we've seen Rakowski get ahead in the count and then lose it. We've seen that multiple times here through just 2 innings. We'll see what he can do with Johnson.
1-2 count, still in control. Breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner over at first is Avita. Johnson, the batter. 2-0 here, Orleans. Here's the pitch. That one is in the zone. Strike 3, and Johnson knew it as soon as he saw it. Rakowski able to work his way through the 2nd inning, but not without giving up the 2-run home run to Josh Zamora. At the end of 2, our score here from Eldridge Park is Orleans 2, Braves 0. Eight, 9-1 spots due up for the Braves, looking to get themselves into the runs column here in the top of the 3rd inning, trailing Orleans 2-0. It's going to be Kyle Hess, the center fielder, to lead things off for the Braves.
Hess, a .254 average coming out of Pitt. 2 homers in that season for him. 33 RBIs, racking up 35 hits, striking out 48 times. So he'll lead off this inning.
Seminaris only given up 1 hit so far today. It was the ground rule double to Shane Muntz in that 2nd inning. Here's the first pitch to Hess. He's swinging, and it's a line drive right at short. That's McCabe, and he's able to corral it for out number 1.
Sometimes you just get unlucky. Hess had a really good contact coming off the bat, but it was right over to McCabe at short, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Can't get any more easier than that for Seminaris.
Peter Burns now stepping in for the Braves, the lefty, who just caught a man stealing in the last inning. And he gets his first pitch from Seminaris. That one is in the zone. Strike 1, and yet another first pitch strike from Adam Seminaris.
Yeah, we keep seeing that in these Braves batters. Keep getting down in the count. Really pushes them into a hole when you're down 0-1 early.
Here's the 0-1. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. That is Lewis. He picks it up and throws onto first base, and he beats Burns out by a step for out number 2. We're back up to the leadoff spot now for the Braves. It's going to be Ernie Yake, struck out, swinging his first time up, now getting his shot at redemption here in the top of the 3rd. Seminaris looking in, shakes off a sign, and now gets his pitch. Here is the first pitch to Yake, swung on missed for strike 1.
Now, Yake's a player where you can tell why he's here. He led Gonzaga with a .322 average in 2018, then came back the next year in 2019 and batted .302. A solid hitter for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and now he's here in the Cape.
0-1 is foul tip into the glove of Avita for strike 2, and Yake is in danger of striking out for the second time in as many at-bats. Jordan Palacio here alongside Sam Wiederhalf for Bourne Braves baseball here in the 2019 season opening night as Yake takes a pitch outside for ball 1, 1-2 now the count. Yake's father played baseball in college, and Yake himself decorated in college and well as high school. This one is fouled straight back into the umpire, and we'll stay here at 1-2. As the wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Orleans. Always a little bit windy over here on the Cape, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, certainly. We're really seeing that here, and a fly ball is not going to carry at all as the wind's really blowing back towards us.
And now we are all set here for the 1-2. Seminaris, off-speed pitch. Yake does well to adjust to it, fouls it off, and we will do things once again here at 1-2.
Good at-bat from Yake. Fouls off a few pitches. He's able to see more pitches than he was in the first at-bat from Seminaris. Let's see what he can do here, 1-2.
Seminaris now winds up. Here's the 1-2 yet again. It's a breaking ball, misses low and away, and Yake now works the count to 2-2.
You can tell Seminaris is really trying to work that breaking ball here with 2 strikes and trying to get Seminaris to guess wrong or chase.
Here's a 2-2. Yake is going to be a ground ball. Seminaris gloves it with his right hand, now has a step and throw. He does so in time to Emery at first, and the Braves are 3 up and 3 down.
Still early in this game, but down 2-0 heading into the bottom of the third inning is not really where the Braves wanted to see themselves, but a lot more baseball to be played, and Rakowski coming back on for his third inning of work.
It's going to be the 1, 2, 3 spots due up the top of the order for the Firebirds. And Sam Rakowski, all credit to him, giving up the home run, but other than that, has been pretty solid tonight. A lot of strikes from Rakowski so far.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts, 1 in every inning so far, and 2 in the second. So he's able to work through this lineup pretty well, just giving up that rocket from Zamora over to left center field, but pretty encouraging from Rakowski. I know your first start on opening day can be filled with butterflies. Head coach Harvey Shapiro is trusting Rakowski here with this opening day start, so getting these first innings out of the way and getting into a groove is really going to be key for Rakowski heading into the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
You know, and if your starting pitcher is able to give you 4 or 5 innings, only giving up 2 runs, I think as a coach, you'd be walking away pretty impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. He just needs to calm down this Firebirds lineup. We talked about it, how dangerous they are, and this being their opening day lineup.
Yeah.
Lord knows what we're going to see here in the middle of July, but just a solid lineup for the Firebirds. And Rakowski knows that. He knows that this team is pretty stacked in the offensive category. So
yeah.
We'll see what he can do here in the 3rd and try and quiet those bats down a little bit.
Jordan Lala now steps in for the Firebirds. 0 for 1 and grounded out to Morissette over at second base his first time. Rakowski fires the first pitch here in the 3rd inning. That one's in the middle for strike 1.
When we talk about Lala's speed when he was up in the 1st inning, 28 stolen bases. He stole 3 bases in 1 game for Miami against NC State.
0-1 is a breaking ball in the dirt, swung on and missed, however, and that'll bring the count to 0-2. We mentioned Lala's discipline, drawing 61 walks this season for the Hurricanes. Got him to chase there, though. Here is the 0-2 to Lala. Breaking ball, and it just misses. Great pitch from Rakowski. 1-2 now the count.
And Lala, with that speed in the field, playing center field, is able to get a huge range of spots to cover out there in the field.
1-2 is a floater to third base. That's going to be corralled by Warren, who catches it on the fly for out number 1.
Just off the end of the bat from Lala on the pitch from Rakowski, right where he wanted it to be. And Warren was there, put the ball right in front of him, and there's the first out of the inning.
A.J. Lewis now steps in from Eastern Kentucky. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to Kyle Hess out in center field his first time. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be a ground ball over to the left side. Warren's got it, getting a lot of action over there. Throw on to first is low, but Curtis is able to adjust to it and catch in time for round number 2.
Yeah, the record for putouts in an inning is 3 by 1 player, and is every inning.
Yeah.
So Warren already with 2.
67% of the way there, huh?
Yeah, of course. He's close. Record books on opening day. Ooh.
Eddie McCabe now steps in. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and he looks at this first pitch down low for ball 1. Rakowski now gets his sign, steps, kicks, and fires, and this one's going to be a foul ball over on the right side. And a fan dropped it there, going for one hand. That's why the coaches always teach you got to use both hands, Sam.
Yeah, of course. Really got to keep the ball in front of you. Yeah. Both hands, secure that ball. Don't look away from the ball when it's coming in. Watch it all the way in.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the pitch. Curveball that hangs a little bit up there, and it's going to be a base hit for Eddie McCabe. Straight out to center field. Return the ball to the center, and that's what he did there for the Firebirds. Runner on first with 2 away.
McCabe guessed correctly on that pitch. Guessed curveball and got it high in the zone and took it right to center field. A solid single for McCabe. And a good way to come back from that strikeout in the first.
Zach Kokoska now steps in for the Firebirds. A lot of lefties in this lineup, and Kokoska is no different. He struck out looking his first time back in the second inning. Here's the first pitch. That one in the zone, strike 1.
Well, these lefties are going to love it when they get to Doran Park. A skinny line down there, 300 to right field.
And not much further here at Eldridge, only 314 down the right field line. This one's going to be a line drive down the left field line, and it's going to be called foul, making the count at 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2, right, I should say.
And Kokoska, who struck out looking in the second inning, would love to get some contact on the ball in fair play down 0-2, but Rakowski has him right where he wants him in this at-bat.
Firebirds up 2-0 over the Braves. 0-2 the count to the pitch. Here's the pitch. It's going to be out. It's going to be foul, rather, down the first base line. And we're going to do things again here at 0-2. Kokoska coming from Kansas State. Batted .330 with the Wildcats over there. OPS .930. A little bit of strikeouts, though. 33 on the year, and Rakowski's looking to add to that to the Cape. The 0-2 pitch sounded like a broken bat. It's going to be a ground ball over to second. Morset flips over to Yake in time for the fielder's choice, and that'll put the Firebirds away here in the third inning. We are going to be taking a quick break here from Eldridge Park. The Braves have the 2, 3, 4 spots coming up here in the top of the fourth. This game moving by very quickly, Sam. Our score here going into the top of the fourth, 2-0. Firebirds over Braves. Top of the fourth inning here from Eldridge Park. Braves trailing by 2 runs. It's going to be Xavier Warren leading things off for Bourne. 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right his first time. The switch hitter in the right batter's box going up against the lefty Seminaris.
Yeah, Xavier Warren is the player that I was watching out for pregame. A .369 average at Central Michigan, 8 home runs. Switching to wood bat for the first time, but he's a dangerous bat in this Braves lineup.
First pitch misses up high. Ball 1 up above his shoulders. As we move through the middle parts of the game, a lot of these guys are going to start to see Samaras for the second time. This one is going to be nubbed toward the pitcher. Samaras really working on the field. This one throws in time to first base. Count number 1.
Yeah, solid job by Samaras on the mound to be able to work through that one slowly, take his time, and able to get Xavier Warren out over at first. Ball was basically just stopped right in the infield when he got it. Was able to pick it up cleanly, throw it to first, 1 out.
Brennan Rivoli now stepping in for the Braves. Seminaris has sent down 10 out of his first 11 here to start off the game. Here's the first pitch to Rivoli. That one misses up high. Ball one. Rivoli from Virginia, batted .320. Lefty on a lefty matchup. Here is the 1-0. That one's going to be a foul ball right into the netting, right in front of us, almost over our heads, and that'll even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
I swear I had that one if it was coming down. That was right there.
The technique looked good. It looked like you were under it. It'd been interesting to see.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the pitch to Rivoli. Foul ball. It looked like he knocked the cover off the ball, literally. Something sticking up from that baseball. Might have knocked a seam out or two. 1-2 now the count.
Well, yeah, 2 southpaws going at each other as Seminaris and Rakowski both left-handers. Something you don't see every day, but for the right-handed batters, certainly an advantage.
You would think so, but Seminaris has been dealing here today. Here's the 1-2 to Rivoli. It's going to be a ground ball. Once again, Seminaris being made to work. Tries to barehand it. He bobbles it, and he throws it in first in time for out number 2.
Well, another great play by Seminaris to keep that ball in front of him. Grounded it or fielded it with his bare hand. It bounced up a little bit on the hand and is able to keep that concentration, get the ball in the hand, and throw it to first. A great play by Seminaris. He's 2 putouts, and he's done it both himself.
That goes 1-3 in the book, and that is the 4th time Seminaris has fielded the ball and thrown on to first. Now it's A.J. Curtis stepping in for the Braves. 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time. Here's the first pitch. That one misses just a little bit low, crossed at the shins for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. There's a fly ball left field. Back on it goes Johnson. It's going to be close at the warning track at the wall, and it is caught by Johnson right at the wall. Just that close from the Braves getting their first run, but just as easily, it's the final out in the inning, and the Braves once again going 3 up, 3 down.
And Curtis got some big-time contact on that ball, just hung up a little too long, and over in left field for Orleans, Trevor Johnson was able to put that one away by the foul line. So a big put out for Orleans, 3 up and 3 down, and the Bourne Braves bats really have not been able to figure out Seminaris just yet.
He's been able to retire 12 out of his first 13 hitters. He's got a 1-hitter going on right now. Orleans stepping up. They got Troyani, Zamora, and Emery, and I think this might be the biggest inning for Rakowski right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Here in the 4th inning, Rakowski has to silence Orleans' offense to be able to get Bourne back on the offensive side and somehow figure out Seminaris and get some runs home, especially get some hits. They only have 1 hit. It was a ground roll double. But other than that, not a lot of noise from the bats of the Braves.
Troyani, Zamora, and Emery. Troyani got on board with a single. Of course, Zamora hit the 2-run home run. That leaves us where we are right now.
Couple scores from around the Cape. Top of the 6th, Hyannis Harbor Hawks 2-1 over Chatham. Bottom of the 7th inning, Falmouth Commodores over Harwich 4-1 right now. That game in the 7th. Top of the 4th, the Wareham Gatemen, the defending champions of the Cape Cod Baseball League, up 2-1 over Brewster. And, of course, this game 2-0, Orleans on top.
Bourne will be over in Harwich tomorrow night before before coming back home to Doran Park for the first time Wednesday nights in the second half of a home-and-home with the Mariners. Max Troyani takes his first pitch for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is fouled straight back into the screen right behind. 0-2 now the count. And this is something that Rakowski has been very good at doing. He's been able to work into 0-1, 0-2 counts. The question is, is he be able to finish them? And we'll get that question answered right now. The 0-2, breaking ball, strike 3, 3 pitches equals 1 out for Rakowski, 1 away here in the 4th.
And that was big for Rakowski. You mentioned it, Joran. He's been able to get ahead in the count. 0-2 counts on a lot of these Firebirds batters, but he hasn't been able to finish the job, including Zamora, who's coming up right now. He had Zamora down 0-2, and he was able to work out a 3-2 count, and then homer over to left center field. So that time, a big strikeout on Troyani. Picks him up in 3 pitches.
This is a big confidence at bat here for Rakowski. First pitch misses up high for ball 1. Zamora And the 2-run home run, giving Orleans their 2-0 lead. Here's a fly ball. It's drifting foul. Going to be toward the line. The first baseman, Curtis, is got it, and he catches it in foul territory for out number 2.
And you think that's a routine out by just watching it on the screen. It's just a fly ball over to first base. But the fact that over at first, A.J. Curtis was able to call off everybody with that ball. We mentioned these players really haven't played with each other at all.
Yeah.
Haven't had any practices, but the communication was certainly there for Curtis as he called everybody off and was able to make that routine fly out.
A lot of these players possibly met for the first time last night at the Braves first pitch dinner that's held annually, where the players, interns, everybody comes together, meets, and that's where the main connecting point, the main chemistry builder for these teams. Emery stepping in now, swung on and missed at his first pitch for strike 1. And now he gets his 0-1 pitch that finds the zone 0-2.
Well, you mentioned it before that this was probably Rakowski's most important inning. He's been breezing through this lineup so far. Emery down 0-2. We'll see if Rakowski can finish him off.
Here's the 0-2. That's one bounces about 1.5 feet before the plate. We got 1 ball now, 2 strikes. Emery 1 for 1 with a single earlier in the game. 1-2 is up high. The fastball misses, and it evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rakowski, very clinical with his pitches. Barely misses the zone, and that one is in the zone for strike 3. A breaking ball finds the zone. He sends Emery down looking, and it's going to be up to the Braves offense to finally get on the board. Our score headed into the top of the 5th remains Orleans 2, Braves 0. Five, six, 7 spots due up for the Braves here in the top of the 5th inning. It's Muntz, Morissette, and Fedko due up here for the Bravos. Muntz, the only hit so far tonight, a ground rule double back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, was able to get a little bit late on a fastball from Seminaris, get it over to right field, got a ground rule double, but the Braves left him over at second. That's been the only noise this Braves lineup has been able to get over Seminaris.
Here's the first pitch to Muntz. This one bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Muntz very tall, 6'4", 225, coming from Wake Forest. A lot of height with this Braves team, especially with the pitchers, which Muntz is listed one of them. This one bounces again, almost hit Muntz's foot. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, you mentioned from the pitchers, 2 righties, Blake Burzell and Ryan Cusick, one from Wake Forest and Arizona State with Burzell, both standing at 6'6". So big advantage on the mound for them.
A lot of basketball players, it seems like, here with the Braves this season. 2-0 the count, 2 Muntz. He gets his pitch from Seminaris. That one finds a zone. And I got 2-1 now. Muntz a little upset with himself. Maybe thought he should have swung at that one.
Yeah, 2-1. Still a good hitter's count for Muntz, something that the Braves really haven't seen all night, is being ahead in the count.
Muntz gets his 2-1 pitch from Seminaris. This one fouled straight back toward the concession stand over here at Eldridge. And now we're even up at 2-2. And it'll be interesting to see how Seminaris works this 2-2 count, go off speed, maybe try and eliminate him with the gas. We'll find out.
Well, Seminaris just 2 strikeouts. He's looking for number 3 here in the 5th.
Here's a 2-2 to Muntz. It's going to be foul ball into the netting down the first base line, and we'll do things once again. A little action going on in the Orleans bullpen out in right center field. Perhaps maybe just catch.
Yeah, always good to have a pitcher ready. Seminaris dealing through the Braves lineup so far, but we mentioned a lot of young guys here, maybe trying to get some more looks.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a line drive over to right field, and it's going to fall down for a hit. Muntz is 2 for 2 as Kokoska fields it and gets it in. Muntz, how about that? The pitcher is 2 for 2 right now for the Braves.
Yeah, the one bright spot here in this Braves lineup in the 5th. 2 for 2, a single and a double. He's 2 hits away from the cycle if we're talking that early, but Muntz, a solid hit, and they've both been to right field, too. Yeah. He's been a little bit late on those fastballs, but it's working for him.
Cody Morissette now steps in for the Braves, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, sent down on 3 straight pitches over in the second inning after Muntz hit that double. Muntz, not much of a lead over there at first base. That one is in the zone, down and away. Painted the corners beautifully there, did Seminaris for strike 1. Base runners has been a commodity for the Braves here tonight. Let's see how they work it. Play a little small ball here, perhaps. See what's up Harvey Shapiro's sleeve. The 0-1 to Morissette. It's going to be a ground ball to second base. Double play ball. Lewis flips over to McCabe on to first and is in time. And just like that, it's a 4-6-3. Bases cleared for Bourne.
Well, both time Muntz has been on base. They have not been able to do anything with it. Struck out Morissette last time, struck out with 2 outs. With 1 out, and then a grounder from Fedko was not able to get Muntz home when he was standing on second, and that double play there on a perfect ground ball from Morissette right over to second base. Easy double play for the Firebirds.
And a little bit of a momentum killer there for sure. Muntz finally getting on base. The first time the Braves have had a hit or a base runner since the second inning, and it's almost immediately erased. Kyler Fedko now for the Braves. Fouls his first pitch straight back for strike 1. Fedko from UConn making the short trip over here to the Cape. Here is the 0-1. That misses outside. Evens things up at a ball and a strike apiece. Beautiful night here in Orleans, Massachusetts. Here at opening night for the Cape Cod Baseball League. Orleans up 2-0 over the Braves. 1-1 is in the zone for strike 2. It doesn't look like Fedko really liked the call.
That was a tough breaking ball.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the knees for strike 2. Now has to fight from behind here. 1-2, top of the 5th inning. And here comes the 1-2 to Fedko. Fly ball straight up into the air. It's a moon ball. It's going to be Lewis ranging back. He's getting called off by the right fielder, Kokoska, who catches in shallow center field and is an unorthodox 1-2-3, but a 1-2-3 nonetheless.
Yeah, solid inning right there for the Firebirds. They gave up a single, but nothing doing out of it. Turned that double play. And like I said before, these players really don't have a ton of chemistry left. Or a ton of chemistry just yet. They were all coming from different colleges, but being able to turn that double play for Orleans was huge, especially communication-wise, and they get out of that inning unharmed.
And Rakowski, without any run support, is being asked once again to go ahead and limit the Orleans offense. You know, except for the stretch of 3 batters, it's been very good, and it looks like we are going to have a pitching here. Sam, Weeder half, the Braves are going to the pen.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see who it is on the mound. But yeah, Rakowski, after 4 innings, they take him out after 2 earned runs.
And you have to give a round of applause for Rakowski. Only giving up 2 runs. Most nights, you'd think that'd probably get you the win.
Yeah, absolutely. But the bats really haven't been responding for the Braves. It's on the mound for the Braves. It's going to be Wesley Tobin from Southern New Hampshire, from Dover, New Hampshire. He's coming in. Was 8-3 on the season playing for Southern New Hampshire, a 2.67 ERA, pitching 84 and a third innings, 99 strikeouts on the season. So we see another strikeout pitcher taking the mound for the Braves, and Tobin comes on down 2-0, but trying to get through this Firebirds lineup here in the later innings.
So it is going to be Wesley Tobin, and he is being slated against the 8-9-1 spots in this bottom of the fifth for the Orleans Firebirds.
And Tobin, a bigger guy, almost looks like an offensive lineman, 6'2", 245.
Yes, he does.
2019 was a big year for Tobin as well. He only pitched 37 and 2/3 innings in 2018, made the huge jump to 84 and a third innings pitched. So a lot more experience, and he earns himself a roster spot here for the Bourne Braves.
Is one of those temporary guys, could only be here for a couple weeks. This is almost the audition within the audition. A lot of these players are auditioning for MLB scouts and what have you. This is the audition to firstly stay on the team for Wesley Tobin.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about how prestigious this league is. If you watch the 2019 draft, so many players that played in the Cape Cod League were drafted through all the rounds.
Yeah.
So not only is it an audition for Tobin here to stay in the league, it's also an audition for all the scouts watching as well.
David Avita now steps in for the Firebirds. He is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up against Rakowski. He gets a first pitch strike from Tobin. And the 0-1 pitch in the zone, strike to Tobin. Very much like Rakowski, working efficiently to start off.
Yeah, starts him off with 2 straight strikes. We'll see how he finishes them here.
Here's the 0-2. It's a breaking ball to left field. It's going to be close to the warning track, to the wall, and we're going to have a foul ball. Just foul. Definitely a foul ball home run, or as we like to call it, a long strike, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. He got all over that pitch and sent it to left field. That left field, at least seeing it from our vantage point, is tough, we have to admit. But 0-2 pitch, Avita got all over it.
Yes, he definitely sitting off speed, and he got his pitch. Here's the 0-2. We'll do it once again. This is going to be a fly ball out to right field. Fedko backing up on it. He's got it at the warning track, and just before the wall, he corrals it for out number 1.
A loud out number 1 as Fedko was racing all the way back to the track over in right field and was able to maintain where the ball was and put it away, but not without a little bit of hustle.
Sigh of relief there that Fedko was able to catch that ball. Trevor Johnson now steps in out of Dartmouth. He is 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time up. First righty pitcher so far for the Braves this season. And Johnson squared up to bunt, took it, missed high for ball 1.
Well, I think on that last flyout we saw from Avita, the wind is carrying out toward right field, and we saw that ball carry a little bit.
The 1-0 pitch is going to be dropped down for a base hit. Trevor Johnson singles just over the head of Morstead over there. He leaped for it just over the tip of his outstretched glove. And it's a 1-out single for the Firebirds.
And their 5th hit of the day as well. Another ball hit over to right field. It got over the head of Morstead. Couldn't do anything about it. A perfectly placed hit off the bat of Trevor Johnson. A big way to come back from a strikeout looking back in the 2nd inning.
Now Jordan Lala steps up. 0 for 2. He grounded out and then lined out. And the first pitch swing, it's a ground ball to second. Morstead over to short. And the throw on to first from Yake is in time. And it's a 4-6-3 double play of their own. And Wesley Tobin works a 1-2-3 inning.
Beautiful fielding from Morissette. Was able to flip it over to short. And the throw to first was perfect. A big double play for Bourne. Leaving a runner on is Orleans.
Bourne still looking for some offense here in this one. We head to the top of the 6th. Bourne are running out of outs here in this one. 2-0 still. Orleans over the Bourne Braves. Welcome back to Aldridge Park, and the Orleans Firebirds deciding to go ahead and give Seminaris an early exit. We have new pitcher here, Tim Miller from Richmond, stepping in on the hill for the Firebirds.
Yeah, the redshirt junior comes into his first Cape Cod Baseball League appearance, coming from Richmond, where he had a 3.21 ERA in his redshirt sophomore season, 5-2 record on the year. 65 strikeouts in 75 and 2/3 innings pitched, suffering 34 walks, and he comes in for his first Cape appearance in relief off a great outing from Seminaris.
Seminaris, the final line for him, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Really kept the Bourne Braves at bay. Obviously, no runs given up. And if you're Bourne, this might be a little bit of a momentum booster, thinking, okay, we don't have to go after Seminaris anymore. We got a new arm. Let's go attack.
Yeah, there was only one player that could figure out Seminaris, and it was Shane Muntz. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double, but a fresh start for Bourne, but only 3 innings left.
That's right. Kyle Hess now for the Braves takes his first pitch outside for ball 1. He's 0 for 1, lined out to short his last time. Here's the 1-0. This one's going to be fouled into the street and over the street for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. Miller 5-2 with a 3.21 ERA. Opposing batters are hitting only .221 off him this past season for the Spiders. Here is the 1-1 pitch. This one misses upstairs. 2-1 now the count to Hess. Both starters for both teams have officially been taken out of the game. They're given their nights as the 2-1 is fouled almost into the dugout, just in front of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Dude, that was scary. A rocket right into the dugout.
Braves need some base runners only, down by 2 runs.
Yeah, still well within reach. Bourne is nowhere out of this game. They've kept this game close, especially with the power that we talked about that this Orleans lineup has.
Here's a 2-2 to Hess. This one is fouled into the screen just in front of us, and we'll do things once again. All you need, Sam, just a little bloop and a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only it takes a couple swings to get Bourne right back into this game.
Absolutely, and this lineup has the power to do that. If they can just get on base and get those runs home.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Kyle Hess. Here's the pitch for Miller. It's going to be a foul ball almost in the exact same spot. I'll tell you what, you couldn't do that if you tried.
Absolutely. I mean, Hess, in all 3 of those foul balls we've seen, the lefty has been late on all of them. They've all been over to the left spot of the plate. And we'll see what Miller gives him on this 2-2.
There's the pitch for Miller. And once again, this is almost uncanny at this point. He's hit 3 straight foul balls almost into the same exact spot.
That's unbelievable. If you had to hit it here, little bullseye,
yeah,
I think someone would be getting a lottery winner or something like that. $1 million goes to one fan. I can't believe they don't put a hit it here.
I'm telling you, you could not do that if you tried. Hit it exactly where he has. Let's see if it happens again. Here's the 2-2 once again. This time, Miller sends him down, swinging, and there's the first down here in the 6th inning.
That's a big win for Tim Miller on the mound. A little battle from Kyle Hess, fouled off 4 pitches in that at-bat. Had him 2-2 and is able to put him away on a swinging strike that was foul-tipped, go right into the glove of the catcher.
Peter Burns now steps in, the catcher for the Braves, for his second at-bat. Grounded out to second, his first time up. And that one misses the zone for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That one is down and in for ball 2. And Burns quickly jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Burns already with a put out behind the plate, throwing out a runner over at second base, trying to steal.
Here is the 2-0 to Burns. That one finds his own for strike 1, and Miller now finds his own.
And good take. I believe 2-0. Peter Burns trying to lay back, just get on base. Look for Miller to make a mistake.
Here's the 2-1. That one crosses the plate at the ankles. 3 balls and 1 strike. Big hitters count here for Peter Burns and the Braves.
Yeah, certainly has the green light in the number 9 spot of this lineup.
Here's the 3-1. That one fouled straight back. He barely missed it. The count now fills up. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the Braves desperately need base runners.
And we're going to be looking for Miller to possibly throw an off-speed pitch to Peter Burns. He's been working that fastball, especially in the at-bat against Kyle Hess.
Here's the payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? Yes, he did. A check swing that crosses the plate. 2 batters up and 2 strikeouts here for Tim Miller.
Well, he worked the opposite. He worked the high fastball, and Burns was completely fooled. Pulled his swing back, but went around on that high strike. And Tim Miller, the first 2 batters he's seen here in his first appearance, he struck out both of them.
Ernie Yake, now the leadoff man, the shortstop from UConn, steps in. He's 0 for 2. Gets his first pitch, and that one is in the zone for strike 1. He paints the outside corner. Lefty on righty matchup here. Yake struck out his first time and then grounded to the pitcher Seminaris at the time. His second time up. 0-1 is a fly ball foul. It's going to head into the woods behind us. And the count quickly jumps to 0-2.
And we talk about the battles that already Tim Miller has seen through 2 batters. A 2-2 strikeout on Kyle Hess. A 3-2 strikeout on Peter Burns. This has been the easiest at-bat he's seen so far.
Here's the 0-2, and Yake thought about it. High fastball that misses up and out. 1-2, another count. 2-0 Orleans here in the 6th inning. Here at Eldridge, there's a ground ball to second base. A.J. Lewis has it. He takes his time, throws on to first, and beats Yake by a step. 1-2-3, yet again, go the Braves. We are headed into the bottom of the 6th, Sam. Still 2-0 Orleans.
Yeah, especially it's going to be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Firebirds, a dangerous part of the lineup that the new pitcher for Tobin for the Braves hasn't seen yet, so he'll be going through that for the first time, and Orleans looking to extend to that lead. Haven't scored since the bottom of the 2nd inning, so some solid pitching on the back end for the Braves, but just nothing happening on the offensive side for the Bourne Braves. The only base runner they've had has been named Muntz, and it's been 2 times, and they haven't been able to do anything with it. So looking for some consistency on the pitching side, get right back to those bats, and try and get some base runners.
Yes, absolutely. You talk about that 2nd inning. Since that 2nd inning and the Zamora 2-run home run, there's only been 2 hits for Orleans, and obviously none of them came around to score. The pitching staff for the Braves has to be given a huge commendation here. Being able to limit Orleans, we've been saying kind of the entire time, 2 runs as a pitching staff, you're pretty happy with only giving up 2 runs.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tobin was able to get out of a messy situation in the last inning as Trevor Johnson singled with only 1 out, but a big double play off the bat of Lala. Being turned by Morissette over at second was huge for the Braves morale-wise. We'll see if they can pick up that momentum here in the 6th.
It's 2 3s, 4 spots due up here for the Firebirds. Lewis, McCabe, and Kokoska as Peter Burns throws down to second base, and we are just about set here for the 6th inning, kind of rolling through here to the final 3 frames of this ball game. We were a little concerned about rainfall. Some clouds in the sky looking a little ominous. Nothing crazy just yet. No lightning strikes. A little breezy, but that's normal for here on the Cape. Here's the first pitch to Lewis. Breaking ball. That's something we haven't seen from Tobin. That's in the zone for strike 1.
Tobin working out his pitches he hasn't used before. A very solid placement of that breaking ball for the first strike.
Here's the 0-1 to Lewis. That one finds his zone. Exact same spot. Different pitch, though. Fastball this time. 0-2 is the count. No balls, 2 strike. Here's the pitch to A.J. Lewis. It's a breaking ball, grounded to second base. It finds the hole past Morissette, and it is a base hit. And Lewis thought about going to second. They're going to throw over to first, and that throw from Fedko back into first base just a little too high. And it is a very noisy single there for Lewis.
And that is so tough as a pitcher to start your at-bat with 2 beautifully thrown strikes that were looked at, and then have Lewis swing at it and perfectly put it in between second base and first base over to right field. A solid single by Lewis. He's luckily able to get back in time to save himself over at first.
Eddie McCabe now for the Firebirds. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back into the screen for strike 1.
That was the 6th hit for the Firebirds compared to the Braves' 2.
And Lewis over there on first speed, nothing to be toyed with. 17 stolen bases for Eastern Kentucky this past season. As Tobin checks his first base side. This one fouled back into the screen as well. 0-2 jumps the count.
Orleans, as they've shown all game, outstanding 2-strike hitters. That's really been the name of the game for their bats. And McCabe down 0-2. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a hit here.
Runner goes on the 0-2 pitch. This one's fouled straight back, and it's been 3 straight foul balls for McCabe.
Kelly Nicholson, the field manager for Orleans, putting on a little bit of a hit and run there, trying to get some insurance runs. Luckily, it was fouled off by McCabe.
Trying to keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak, keep the foot on the gas. McCabe 1 for 2, has a strikeout and a single so far here tonight. Tobin takes a peek and now fires the 1-2 pitch, or the 0-2 pitch, excuse me, and it's fouled in to the screen once again.
These batters have been so tough defending the plate with 2 strikes. I mean, so many at-bats. We've seen 0-2 counts be worked to 3-2 counts for Orleans.
Let's see if Tobin goes off speed here. 0-2 the count, and he fires that one. Another fastball, and yet again fouled off. I believe that's number 5 in a row, Sam.
Well, McCabe's putting together a fantastic at-bat. He's 1 for 2, single in the third. Struck out back in the first. He struck out on a 3-2 count, but the discipline of these hitters has just been outstanding to watch so far.
Lewis, the runner over there at first, has not gone after that initial 0-2 hit and run call. And he's going right now. The 0-2 pitch just misses the zone. Is actually in the zone for strike 3. However, Lewis is into second base as the throw goes into center. But Tobin is able to retire McCabe down looking.
A beautiful breaking ball from Tobin. Unfortunately, Burns wasn't able to get his second throw out of the game as Lewis stole second. They now have a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. But that was a great strikeout pitch on McCabe.
Zach Kokoska now steps in for the Firebirds. Runner on second here, 1 away. And here's the pitch. This one misses up high. Kokoska 0 for 2. Struck out his first time and grounded into a fielder's choice his second time. Tobin sets. Hands come together at his chin. Here is the 1-0 foul straight back into the screen. Evens things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. And this is another one of those big at-bats. You know, everything in baseball, there's something that happens every single pitch, every single at-bat. And the main mission here, if you're Bourne, keep that runner at second base.
Especially with the number 4 batter at the plate right now. You got 4, 5, and 6 due up in the next 3 spots, and keeping that runner at second is going to be huge.
1-1 pitch is off speed, swung on and missed. Now 1-2 the count. Big opportunity here for Tobin to help himself out here.
And especially with a batter like Kokoska, 330 average in college at Kansas State.
1 ball, 2 strike. Tobin comes set, takes a peek at second base, and fires the 1-2. It's in the dirt. Burns does a nice job of keeping it in front, keeping Lewis at second base. 2-2 now the count.
An athletic play by Burns. We've had to see him do that a couple times with both Tobin and Rakowski, but is able to save that ball, keep Lewis over at second base.
He is absolutely showing well here, defensively speaking, at least, being able to adjust his body to block balls. Here's the 2-2 pitch, a little pop-up. Tobin, he's got it himself, and he makes the catch easy for out number 2.
That is the contact you wanted Kokoska to make. Not too deep to be able to let Lewis get over to third base on a sacrifice. Just right back to the pitcher on an easy fly ball. He puts him away for the second out. But Troiani, who's 1 for 2, coming up. Dangerous hitter with a runner on second.
1 for 2. Single later scored thanks to the Zamora home run and also struck out his last time. Has an opportunity to extend Orleans' lead here. Lewis is speedy over there at second base. Here's the first pitch, and it's a critical strike 1. Base hit likely scores Lewis. He'll be running on the contact. Here's the 0-1. He thought about going. Burns does a nice job of keeping Lewis over there at second base, and we're even up at 1-1.
Burns' solid job to keep that ball that ended up in the dirt in front of him and keeps Lewis over at second. But Troiani has power coming out of this 5th spot. 9 home runs in the past college season. He only hit 1 homer in 2018 for Bentley University.
1 ball, 1 strike. Tobin takes a look at second, kicks, and fires the pitch. That one hits his spot, just missed a little bit outside, and the Braves bench kind of whistling at that one. They thought it was a strike, and I'll tell you what, that looked pretty good back here too, Sam.
That was a close fastball from Tobin. Doesn't get the call, was right on the line.
Yeah. A near miss there from Tobin. And like I said, every single pitch matters. It goes from being 1-2 to 2-1. Hitters count here. Tobin against Troyani. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball foul down the third base line, and we're even up at 2-2.
Tobin settling in, doesn't show any signs of being rattled out there on the mound with a runner on second. Knows he has to get this batter out to end the inning and head into the later innings with only 2 runs suffered on the Braves side.
Orleans up 2-0 over the Braves here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they're threatening here as well with 2 away. The 2-2 pitch is a ground ball over to third. Warren's got it. Shuffles, throws on to first. It's low, but Curtis is able to make the catch, and down go the Firebirds. And Sam, it cannot be understated how big that out was for not only the Braves, but for Tobin's confidence as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Orleans leaving a runner over at second, not being able to get that run home. Tobin able to get out of the inning, should give the Braves a little bit of momentum heading into the top of the 7th inning. But if there's any time to get some base runners, it would definitely be now.
It's right now. The Braves only 3 frames left, 7, 8, 9. Here we are going ahead into the final stretch of the game here. It is 2-0 Orleans over Bourne. Top of the 7th inning from Eldridge Park. 2-0 Firebirds over the Braves. 2, 3, 4 spots due up for the Bravos. Xavier Warren stepping in. 0 for 2, flew out to right, and also grounded out to the pitcher his first 2 times up. And it's quite simple, Sam. Here the Bourne Braves need base runners.
Yeah, absolutely. Still looking for Xavier Warren and still looking for the rest of this Bourne Braves lineup to heat up a little bit here in this first game. You can tell the transition to wood bats is really kind of affecting them a little bit. We haven't seen balls hit extremely hard. The Orleans defense hasn't really had anything to really deal with defensively. So looking for those bats to heat up.
Warren took his first pitch low for ball 1. This one he fouls away down the third base line and out of the park. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Xavier Warren. And you have to wonder how the approach kind of changes as you move toward the later stages of the game, especially when you're looking just for some base runners, as this one misses way up and out. 2-1 now the count.
Well, I think if you're Bourne, you got to get a little bit more patient with the pitches and work your way deeper into at-bats to force more battles with the pitcher and able to see more pitches so you can force a mistake.
The pitcher is Tim Miller. This one misses up high, and that's exactly what we're talking about. 3-1 now the count to Xavier Warren.
And you got to believe down 2, Xavier Warren has the green light with a 3-1 count.
Miller kicks and fires, and that one is in the other batter's box, and it's a base runner for the Braves. Warren walks on 5 pitches.
And that was the first walk suffered by the Orleans pitching staff tonight. Seminaris and Miller, only 1 walk suffered.
Brendan Rivoli now stepping in for the Braves. Little lefty on righty matchup here. Tim Miller, the righty, throwing to Rivoli, the southpaw. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a ground out to the pitcher as well. Runner on first is Warren. Rivoli's first pitch. That misses high. It's going to be 4 consecutive balls there for Miller, and not one of them has really been close to the zone, Zane.
And this is where Bourne can really roll with the momentum here. A runner on with nobody out. We haven't seen that in today's game. We've seen Muntz get on with 1 out and 2 outs, but a little bit more space for the Braves to make something happen.
Warren not to be messed with over that first base. 14 stolen bases. This one is up and out. 2-0 the count. Now 5 consecutive balls for Miller.
Braves batters getting a little bit more patient, and we'll see a meeting on the mound. The first one we've seen with Orleans, but this has really been the first sign of struggle we've seen from this Orleans pitching staff all game, especially with the control. They've been throwing strikes all game, And this is the first time we've really been able to see them miss the strike zone consistently.
And it's really with all 4 pitchers, too. Rakowski has been strong, efficient. Tobin as well has been very efficient with the strike zone. Seminaris obviously was very good at pounding the zone. And Miller, for the first time amongst either team, like you said, really having some struggles here. But, if you're looking at things from the Orleans perspective, a ground ball and you're out of here, pretty much. A double play could just wipe everything away.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Orleans, Seminaris and Miller, they're good at pounding the zone, and they're also good at getting Bourne to make contact within their fielder's range that's able to get them in out. On the Orleans side, they've been able to get 6 hits on the game so far. So they've been able to put the ball in play.
2 balls, no strikes, and Miller outside of the meeting misses yet again, 3-0. And with 6 consecutive balls, I would imagine Rivoli is not swinging at this pitch no matter where it's at.
Absolutely. He's putting that bat on the shoulder and not moving.
3 balls, no strikes. Here is the pitch to Rivoli. That one finds the zone, and now we're back in business here at 3-1.
Bourne had a 3-1 count in his last at-bat. Now Rivoli with a 3-1 count in this at-bat. We'll see if he gets contact, if it's a strike.
Braves looking for their 3rd hit of the night. This one a big swing and a miss, and the count just like that fills up to 3-2.
Well, Rivoli was thinking fences, and by that, I think he was trying to hit it 434 to dead center field with that swing, and completely caught him off guard on the off-speed pitch from Miller. 3-2 pitch. This is a really big at-bat for the Braves if Rivoli can get on.
It'll be interesting to see if Warren moves at first base. He does not. The 3-2 is a foul tip into the mitt of the catcher, Avita, and it is the first out of the inning for Orleans.
Now, what an at-bat. And what a performance on that at-bat from Tim Miller. Had him down, was behind the count 3-0, works 2 strikes, and gets him swinging on the 3-2 pitch. That is such a momentum killer if you're the Braves.
Now steps A.J. Curtis. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Curtis playing first base. They're going to have a very light pickoff move over to first base. Definitely not Miller's best. Just letting Warren know, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, just let him know he's there, making sure Warren doesn't get too antsy with it. You can see some small ball being played in these situations in the later innings.
Here's the first pitch to Curtis. It's a line drive, and it's caught by the shortstop, McCabe, for out number 2. And that's the hardest ball we probably seen tonight, maybe except for the ground rule double, but it's right in the glove of McCabe.
Yeah, just hit it right where McCabe was. Didn't really have to work at that one at all. Some great contact from Curtis. Just unlucky on that pitch.
And here has been the lone bright spot in the Braves lineup. It's Shane Munz, 2 for 2 with a double and a single in both the 2nd and 5th innings, respectively.
Well, this could be a big win for Tim Miller if he can get out of this one untouched. Suffered a no-out walk to Warren. Now he's already got 2 outs. And setting down Muntz would be fantastic if you're Orleans. He's already got 2 hits, like you said.
Muntz takes his first pitch up high, ball 1. And Miller isn't really known for having control issues, only a handful of walks in the season. That one looked a little bit low. It's brought up back to the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Shane Muntz. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Warren is fouled straight back, and that kills that play.
Yeah, you're seeing Bourne get a little more aggressive on the base paths. We haven't seen really any hits from all. We've seen 2 hits from all game. So you have to turn to something else once you get a base runner and get a little bit more aggressive on the base paths in the later innings.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Shane Muntz, the designated hitter tonight for the Braves. Warren, the runner over there at first base, who walked. Here's the 1-2. That one is down low, evens things up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The count to Shane Muntz. Here's a 2-2. There goes Warren. The pitch is in the dirt. It's going to be a close play at second. The ball was in time. However, Lewis could not corral it at second base, and Warren swiped second.
Yeah, certainly a better throw would have been able to get Xavier Warren over at second. I think that says a lot behind the plate for Orleans, with that ball being in the dirt and David Avita able to corral it and get it over to second. Oh my, he got it in time. Just would have been a better throw, and they would have got him. But now Bourne with a runner in scoring position yet again, and your leading hit getter at the plate.
And it looked like that ball was on. It was on a short hop, and it looked like it bounced up and it caught Lewis up in the mouth. The umpires were just giving him a second just to make sure he's okay. Kind of feels that out. I'm sure it didn't feel good, but now the count grows to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second base for Shane Muntz. And here's the pitch. It is in the zone, strike 3. Muntz did not agree with it. He goes down looking, and Bourne once again exits an inning without a run scored.
Yeah, Muntz was completely fooled on that off-speed pitch that caught the inside part of the zone. A perfect pitch from Tim Miller, and another opportunity for Bourne goes by the wayside as they still find themselves down by 2, heading to the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th means the 7th inning stretch. We'll take a quick break here from Eldridge Park, and we'll be back. It is going to be 6, 7, 8 spots due up here for the Firebirds. Welcome back to Eldridge Park here, bottom of the 7th inning. Josh Zamora, the home run hitter, leads things off here. The Firebirds here in the bottom of the 7th. Sam, you all stretched out, feeling good? Got your Cracker Jacks?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm filled up. I remind myself this is only game 1, and long season ahead of us. That's for sure.
Game 1 of 44 here this season for the Bourne Braves, and it's a close one coming down to the wire here. First pitch misses the zone, and you know what? I think that's one of those. If Burns was able to hang on to it, the ball leaked toward the backstop. If he was able to hang on to it, it might have been a strike.
Yeah, and especially holding on to it, you can frame it, get the call more toward your favor. That's for sure.
1-0 is a fly ball to left field. It's going to be nearing the line, and it is going to be caught at the warning track right next to the foul pole by Brendan Rivoli for out number 1.
Well, Zamora has gotten great contact on the ball today. We mentioned already that 2-run home run that's been all Orleans has been able to cross the plate back in the 2nd inning to left center field, and a fly ball over to left that was just at the edge of the warning track. Zamora couldn't get that one to go out for his 2nd shot of the game. But right now, Tobin doing pretty well through this lineup, hasn't suffered any runs so far, and Bourne's pitching has been solid.
It has been absolutely solid. Very high marks for this pitching staff. Emery, the batter now. It's a diving stop from shortstop by Yake. He kept it in front of him, wasn't able to catch it in the glove. He keeps the runner at first base, but a very athletic play there from Yake.
Yeah, Yake, a great diving stop. Unfortunately, wasn't able to pop up and throw that one over to first, but an athletic play from Yake. Still a runner on for Orleans with just 1 runner out.
And it's going to be David Avita, the catcher now for the Firebirds, as Yake is just taking a couple seconds, making sure he's all good. It's a rough spot, diving head first to go get a ball, especially kind of where that grass meets the dirt area. David Avita is 0 for 1. He walked his first time and flew out to right his second. This one's in the dirt from Tobin, and Burns once again does a very nice job adjusting to it and keeping it in front.
Yeah, Burns pretty solid behind the plate so far. Just a few catchers listed. We're still waiting on a few, including DiGiacomo from LSU to come up and play for the Braves, but doing a pretty solid job in his first game.
1-0 pitch misses low and inside, and the count quickly goes to 2-0. And Wesley Tobin here looking for a ground ball. Another 4.63 should be what the doctor ordered right here for the Braves. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch to Emery. That one misses upstairs, and the count quickly, just like that, grows to 3 balls and no strikes and a walk, especially a 4-pitch walk, Sam, would not be very nice.
Yeah, absolutely not. And they're, of course, they're looking for a double play to end the inning and get back on the offensive side where they haven't been able to do much, but providing more opportunities is the way to go.
3-0 is the count, and it is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk from Wesley Tobin. And now there are runners on first and second with only 1 away. Trevor Johnson now, and we're going to have time called here as a little meeting on about to commence over there on the mound. And the important thing is a walk, at least right now as we're talking, isn't a killer as long as you're able to get a ground ball, maybe a strikeout, as long as you're able to adjust and get that next out, Sam.
Yeah, of course. Their first base is locked up now, so the force out at any base is a little encouraging for the Braves defense, but never want to give up a walk, especially with only 1 out. Just giving a runner a free base. That was only the second walk suffered by the Braves all game. But certainly with the number 9 batter up, you're not looking too bad, but still runners on first and second with just 1 out.
The batter is Trevor Johnson now for the Firebirds. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Infield fly rule is enforced here in this situation in case there's a pop-up on the infield. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. Breaking ball. That was nasty. Buckles the knees for strike 1.
Beautiful curving strike for Tobin. That'll bring the confidence back.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially after a 4-pitch walk, need strikes and as high as volume as you can get them. Tobin sets, hands at the chin. This one in the dirt. Burns keeps it in front of him, and the count evens at 1-1.
Braves really don't want the ball getting past Burns and putting runners on second and third, taking away the double play opportunity. Another great stop from Burns behind the plate.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Burns' best achievement so far of the night coming all from behind the dish, being able to keep the ball in front. He's done so on numerous occasions in this game. Really, those things that don't go in the box score. Another breaking ball. This one finds a zone. 1-2 now the count, and Tobin has found his pitch with that breaker. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. Emery on second. Avita on first for the Firebirds. Here is the pitch. This one misses upstairs with the fastball, trying to get him to chase, and he does not. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Johnson's already struck out 1 time in this game looking to not make that twice and get his second hit of the ball game.
The leadoff man, Lala, on deck. Here's the 2-2. This one, breaking ball in the dirt. Johnson able to hold off it. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. And you talk about big at-bats in a game. This is definitely one of them right now, Sam.
Yeah, this could be a big opportunity for the Firebirds to pull away from that 2-0 lead, add some insurance, which they've been trying to do ever since the second inning in that home run from Zamora.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here is the payoff pitch to Johnson. It's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Hess is tracking back for it. He's able to make the catch with 2 hands, and there is out number 2, and a much-needed out number 2 for Tobin and the Braves.
Yeah, Johnson got great contact on that ball and sent it to center field. Luckily, right there for Bourne was Kyle Hess. Just had to move over to his left side, and again, not too deep to move the runners over for a sacrifice. Keeps it right there, and runners still on first and second, but now 2 outs.
Jordan Lala now stepping in for the Firebirds. He is 0 for 3 so far tonight. Couple groundouts, including 1 into a double play and a line out over to third base. Has an opportunity to score maybe 1 more run. First pitch is a strike right at the knees. And you talk about a big confidence builder. This is that opportunity for not only Wesley Tobin, but the entire Bourne pitching staff. They are the ones keeping the Braves in this game. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball fouled straight back, and now it's 0-2.
Yeah, just unfortunately not getting too much help from the batting side of things. They've been doing a solid job with really just 1 mistake all game, and that was the home run. Other than that, this pitching staff has done a phenomenal job so far, holding Orleans to just 2 after that second inning.
No balls and 2 strikes is the count to Jordan Lala out of Miami University, the U. Tobin kicks, fires. Here's the 0-2. It's a ground ball weak to third base. Warren's going to have to hurry. He throws off a hop, and it is high, but it is in time. What a play from Xavier Warren. Gets the Orleans Firebirds out at first base. Lala goes 0 for 4 so far, and most importantly, keeps this at 2-0.
Great play from Warren over at third base to corral the ball and get it in time. I was super impressed by the time he was able to get the ball out of the glove and fire it over to first base, and they leave runners on first and second. Braves with yet another opportunity.
Only 6 outs left for the Braves. We will take a quick break and come back. It's coming down to the wire here, Sam. It's still 2-0 Firebirds over the Braves. Morissette Fedco has due up here for the Braves in the top of the 8th inning. Only 6 outs remaining, and the Firebirds have made a bullpen move. Called to the bullpen here from Eldridge here, Sam.
Yeah, they called the junior from Pensacola, Florida, Donovan Benoit, coming out of Santa Fe College. 14 appearances in the 2019 regular season, ending up with a 3.96 ERA, striking out 68 batters in 63 and 2/3 innings pitched. His final record was 5-3. So the Firebirds turn to the right-hander to try and get through this Braves lineup in the 8th.
And the final line there for Tim Miller. 2 innings pitched, no hits allowed, and 4 strikeouts. It has been a brilliant night for Orleans pitching. It's been a very good night as well for the Braves pitching staff. Cody Morissette now steps in 0 for 2 with a strikeout and grounded into a double play back in the 5th inning. First pitch is a fastball right down the middle, fouled straight back for strike 1.
Couple scores from around the Cape here on opening day. In the top of the 8th inning, Hyannis over Chatham. That's 4-3. The final from Falmouth, the Commodores win it 7-2 over Harwich.
0-1 pitch is fouled in the road behind us. 0-2 is the count now to Cody Morissette.
Warham also over Brewster. That's a 3-1 score, and that game's in the bottom of the 6th.
Bourne will be in Harwich tomorrow night. Here's the 0-2. This one almost got him to go. They're going to check down the third base, and they said he did go around. Morissette does not agree with it, but he goes down on strikes. 3 pitches and 1 out for the Firebirds.
Morissette not starting out his Cape Cod League stay the way he wanted to. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against the Firebird pitching staff.
Benoit working rather quickly. Doesn't get any easier than a 3-pitch strikeout. Kyler Fedco now steps in 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. And here's the first pitch from Benoit. That one right at the belt, strike 1. Kyler Fedco in right field tonight made a few plays defensively. This one bounced it a foot short of the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Benoit with 68 strikeouts and just under 64 innings on the season for Santa Fe. That's averaging over a strikeout per inning. Solid stat line from him during the regular season.
Here's the 1-1. It's fouled off the umpire, I believe, off his mask, back into the screen. And I'll tell you what, as a former umpire, that one hurts a little bit.
Absolutely. I can tell you as a former umpire as well. Those ones are tough.
Yeah.
Those ones are tough back there, but he's able to stay in this one.
I don't think either of us had probably had that ball coming in at, mid, 90 speed before, especially off the bat as well.
No, and especially when you're umpiring 10-year-olds, it doesn't really come out that fast. But
I'll tell you what, if it did, that'd be impressive.
That would. I put that kid in the Cape League.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
One ball and 2 strikes. Now the count to Fedko. The umpire back there behind the plate, muscling on. Love to see that. It looks like he's okay. And here we go, 1-2. Breaking ball pitch, and it's right there. Fedko completely fold the knees buckle, and it's out number 2 and strikeout number 2 for the Firebirds. The Braves down to their final 4 outs here on this opening night, only trailing by 2 runs here to the Firebirds. It's Kyle Hess now stepping in, the center fielder, 0 for 2 with a lineout and a strikeout. First pitch is in the zone, and that is the 7th consecutive strike there. 7 out of 8 pitches have been strikes here for Benoit. Here's the 0-1. That one is outside, ball 1. 1-1 now the count.
Hess also struggling like most Braves batters are, 0 for 2 with a strikeout back in the 6th inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. That one just a little bit too low there. Misses the zone. 2-1 now. And the mission is always, it's been the same here for these last couple innings. It's just about base runners. It's the same mentality. You get a bloop, and then you can get a blast. Here's the 2-1 to Hess. It's going to be a little floater. It's going to be close, and there's your bloop, just like that. That one falls in between McCabe and Lala out there in shallow center for a 2-out single.
And also the first hit since Shane Muntz back in the 5th inning, and the only player not named Muntz to get a hit in this game for Bourne. There's a hit, a 2-out hit nonetheless. It's still a base runner for the Bourne Braves with Peter Burns coming up in the number 9 spot.
And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here come in for the Braves. And it looks like it is...
It's Bridges, Noah Bridges.
That is, it's Noah Bridges out of the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. He's stepping in there for Peter Burns.
Bridges listed as an outfielder on the opening day roster, a 3-sport athlete back in high school from 4 Oaks, North Carolina.
Here's the first pitch to Bridges, and he fouls his first pitch off. Foul down the third base line. Has the runner over there at first base. Bridges taking his time getting back into the batter's box. And they're going to have a pickoff move. Almost ended up down the first base line into the outfield. Nice job by Emery to outstretch there and get the pitch. Prevents Hess from moving up. And we're back to reset here, 1-0. There should be 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one just misses the zone. Down and away. Evens things up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Bridges, such an interesting player, and as no surprise, judging by his family, went to North Carolina, Wilmington. He was born in Wilmington. His brother also plays for North Carolina, Wilmington. His parents and grandparents all went to the university as well.
3 generations going to Wilmington. 2-1 now the count as that pitch misses down and away as well. Bridges getting a sign down from third base. Now steps in. Benoit trying to get himself out of his 2-out single. Giving up to Kyle Hess. Here's the 2-1. It's a line drive right down to third base. They call it the hot corner for a reason. It's caught by Zamora for out number 3. And that one as a hitter is very frustrating because anywhere else on the field, and it's probably extra bases, but it's right into Zamora's mitt.
Just tough. Great contact from Noah Bridges in his first at-bat here on opening day. Right over to the third baseman. Braves leave another runner on, and the clock really ticking now for the Braves. Just not able to do anything offensively.
And they only have 3 outs remaining, and more importantly, have to get out of this bottom of the 8th without surrendering a run. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back from Eldridge Park, we'll have the final 6 outs of this game possibly. Here is still Orleans 2, Bourne nothing. Welcome back to Orleans, Massachusetts here. Bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0 Orleans over Bourne. And A.J. Lewis is the batter here. The Bourne have made a pitching change. And it's one of those situations here early on in the Cape season. We're talking about players who don't stick around. This player right here, not on our roster, is number 28. We're going to possibly think it's J.P. Woodward, who's listed as number 26, but number 28 not on the roster, Sam.
Yeah, just one of those situations that happens early on in the season where you get players that, moving around a little bit and just don't appear on the roster.
Lewis takes a pitch down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lewis, it's a ground ball right to the pitcher. He's able to get it, flip it up to first base for out number 1.
Yeah, simple play out there on the mound. A softly hit ground ball, and if you're trying to limit Orleans to just 2 runs, doing a solid job.
Eddie McCabe now steps up for the Firebirds. He gets his first pitch, and that's going to be fouled off for strike 1. Like we say, we apologize for the confusion right now, but like we said, one of those situations where early on in the Cape League, you might have a lot of players on a lot of spaces all coming in at the same time. Just one of those ones. Pitch fouled over the top for a strike. And here is the pitch. This one misses up top. And it's going to be 1-2. Now the count to Eddie McCabe. McCabe 1 for 3 so far. A couple strikeouts, but a single as well. And here is the 1-2. This is a line drive to third. Warren catches it on a backhand, has to hurry. Here's the long throw from third, and he got it in time for out number 2.
We've seen some great plays by Xavier Warren over at third place. That was another one with a long throw over to first base on a very hard hit ground ball right over to the hot corner, and Warren gets that huge second out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Zach Akoska now steps in for the Firebirds. And Nick Iverson is the pitcher from Gonzaga, listed on the roster number 14, wearing number 28 tonight. He fires the first pitch straight in there to Kokoska. The 0-1 pitch is missing outside, 1-1 now.
Iverson at Gonzaga had a 4-3 record with 1 save, an ERA over 5, and 67 and 2/3 innings pitched, 41 strikeouts on the season.
And here is the 1-1 pitch from Iverson. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Iverson also one of the few players from Canada residing in Oakville, Ontario.
Here is the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be fouled off just over the car park, and we'll do things again here at 1-2. Nick Iverson, the pitcher here, going against Zach Kokoska. Kokoska in right, and it looks like Orleans working a person over there in their pen. Here's the 1-2, fouled over our heads, over the road, and we'll do things once again.
Kokoska looking for his first hit on the evening, a strikeout in the second, fielder's choice in the third, and a grounder right back to the pitcher in the sixth.
And here is the pitch. It's a fly ball to right field. It's hooking down the line, and it is a foul ball home run. Just close. It was that close to being 3-0 Orleans.
Well, that's one of those fly balls right down the line that could really almost go either way, right over the foul pole over in right field from Kokoska, just curved over at the last minute. This wind we see blowing over to right field, and you saw that ball in the air blow to the right, and Kokoska now back in the count with a ball and 2 strikes.
And that's one of those ones maybe in college or at the professional level would probably be reviewed because that was very, very close. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. A possible home run turns into a strikeout. Nick Iverson works a 1-2-3 inning, and the Braves are down to their last bats here heading into the top of the ninth. The score is still 2-0 Orleans over Bourne. One, two, three spots due up here in the top of the ninth for the Braves. They need 2 runs to keep this alive here. It's going to be Yake, Warren, and Rivoli due up for the Braves. And we have yet again another new arm here for the Firebirds.
Jeffrey Prommel, the 6'4", 185-pound junior from Bridgewater, New Jersey, coming out of Southern New Hampshire University, steps in. The righty for the Firebirds looks to close this one out here on opening day. His 2019 season was a solid one, a .98 ERA, pitching 36 and 2/3 innings, allowing 17 hits on the season, striking out 44 batters and 25 appearances as well. A 5-1 record with 10 saves for the penman of Southern New Hampshire.
Very solid season indeed. Looking to pick up the save here tonight for the Firebirds. Has to go through the top of the order in order to do it. And up first is Ernie Yake. And here's the first pitch from Prommel, and that's in the zone for strike 1.
Nick Iverson was the pitcher. Well, this is the best case scenario theoretically for Bourne, trying to make a ninth inning rally. 1, 2, 3 due up, but no hits for those first 3 batters and just 1 walk coming off from Xavier Warren in that number 2 spot.
0-1 pitch misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Yake 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a couple ground outs. 1-1 misses upstairs, ball 2. And you better believe that the Braves will be absolutely working the count here, especially in this 9th inning.
Yeah, getting deep into the count, especially against such a tough closer that Prommel is here in his first appearance in the Cape League.
Here is the 2-1 to Yake. That one in the dirt, ball 3. Good start here for Yake. And he's up in the count 3-1.
Prommel actually teammates of a player we saw for the Braves earlier in this game, Wesley Tobin. 2 pitchers coming from Southern New Hampshire.
3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Yake. That's a line drive. It's going to be a base hit into right field for Ernie Yake. It's a good start here in the 9th. Yake leads things off with a single.
That's just your 4th hit for the Bourne Braves, but he gets on with a solid single. Tying run comes to the plate in Xavier Warren. A few of those, and the Bourne Braves are right back into this one in the 9th.
And absolutely a wonderful approach there from Yake as well. Did well to look out pitches outside the zone, and at 3-1, he was ready for the fastball, and he got it. Xavier Warren now for the Braves. He is 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out, along with that walk and stolen base over in the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be a pop-up down the third base line. That's Zamora's, and he's got it for out number 1, and that's a disappointed possible end to Warren's night.
Oh, Warren first pitch swinging a little different here in this 9th inning. You'd think he'd pull back a little bit and wait for his pitch, but sees his pitch on the first pitch from Prommel, and he flies it out on the third base side. Unfortunate first out, and now a double play ends this one.
Brendan Rivoli now stepping in for the Braves. 0 for 3, couple ground outs and a strikeout. The runner on first is Ernie Yake. Prommel comes set, hands at the waist, and kicks and fires. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Caught him on that high strike from Rivoli, or to Rivoli, chasing high with that one. Bourne Braves need to be sure to be disciplined at the plate here in this 9th.
And Prommel is very good at pounding the zone. Only 7 walks given up. Pickoff move over to first base. A little close over there for Yake, but he's back in time. 1 away here, top of the 9th. Bourne trailing Orleans by 2 runs. For second pitch, swinging is Rivoli 0-2. The count, and Rivoli's down to his last strike.
Rivoli's already struck out once in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 3 on the night. Looking to try and get A.J. Curtis up.
Rivoli waiting for his pitch as Prommel gets his sign, and he steps off, and he's going to reset himself here. And we're ready to go. 0-2 the count. Bourne needing a couple of runs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Rivoli did well to adjust himself to it to foul it off and stay alive.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it, Jordan. He's been seeing fastballs this whole time in this at-bat, and he waits on breaking ball, and he's able to get contact on it and foul it off to remain in the at-bat.
Prommel comes, sets. Now kicks the leg, and here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed for strikeouts. Number 2 for Rivoli. And out number 2 here in the top of the 9th, and it all falls on A.J. Curtis for the Braves.
And Curtis, a player who's also 0 for 3, has gotten contact in all 3 of his at-bats, but hasn't been able to put the ball in play for a single, double, triple, what have you, for the Braves, who have really struggled offensively. That's been the whole story of this game, and Curtis is the last chance, tying run at the plate.
A.J. Curtis now for the Braves. Gets a first pitch strike right down the middle, and the Braves have 2 strikes left. Curtis is 0 for 3 with a ground out to first and a couple pop-outs as well. The runner over on first base is Ernie Yake. Prommel sets. And now fires. A big swing there from Curtis. Missed it, though. And the Braves are down to their final strike here on opening night. A.J. Curtis for the Braves stepping in. Promo looking in. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch to Curtis. It's a fly ball foul down the first base line up on the hill. And we'll do it again.
Curtis staying alive, a tense moment with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the final inning. His team down 2, doing a good job of staying in the at-bat by fouling a couple pitches off.
Prommel sets. Here's the 0-2. And Curtis thought about going for that one. It misses high, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's a good take from Curtis on that high and outside fastball. Almost went for it, but pulled back.
And it's all about staying alive right here for not only Curtis, but the Braves. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And that one misses just high, right above the belt. 2-2, and Curtis is working the count.
This is a good job by Curtis to work this count back up to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 very tempting pitches from Prommel.
Here is the 2-2 pitch to Curtis. It's a ground ball right back to Prommel. He misplays it. It's off his heel. He picks up sidearms to first, and he is out at first place. Bang, bang call, but that calls it for the Braves.
Well, you thought Curtis might be able to beat that one out. A tough fielded ball from Prommel that went underneath his legs, but he maintains it, throws it over at first, and Orleans starts out 1-0 on the season.
Tough call for the Braves on that final play, and that pretty much encapsulates what has been a very tough night offensively. Only a handful of hits, and you can't beat anybody scoring 0 runs, Sam.
Absolutely. The pitching staff for Orleans was the main story here in opening day. Seminaris started it off with 5 innings pitched, only allowing 2 hits, no earned runs, facing 16 batters and striking out 2 of them. Miller then came in, pitched 2 innings of hitless baseball, striking out 4 of his 7 batters that he faced. Then it was Benoit pitching a solid inning, only allowing 1 hit, and Prommel ending it out, getting the save, just allowing that 1 hit and striking out 1. The pitching staff for Orleans gets it done here in the first game. Outstanding, Joran.
It is outstanding, but also can't be taken away from Bourne's pitching staff. Very good outing from Rakowski here tonight. And in relief, you had Tobin, you had Iverson. It was a very solid pitching baseball here tonight from both teams.
Yeah, Rakowski and Tobin both splitting it up with 4 innings apiece, with Rakowski allowing 4 hits and 2 earned runs. Was just that home run coming off the bat of Zamora back in the 2nd inning. But after that, he seemed to settle in and really get into his groove, being taken out after the 4th inning. Then Tobin came on in relief, not allowing any runs, allowing 3 hits, 1 walk, and striking out 2. Rakowski struck out 5, and Iverson in that final inning getting the job done as well. So really a pitcher's game, and this time it just went to the Firebirds thanks to the bat of Josh Zamora.
And our final line score here tonight, the Bourne Braves, 0 runs, 4 hits, 0 errors, 3 left on base. And for Orleans, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 4 left on base. Adam Seminaris is going to be your winning pitcher here tonight. He moves up to 1-0 on the season. Harrison Rutgers comes up at the losing pitcher here tonight, and the save is going to go to Prommel. Bourne back on the road tomorrow night, going up against the Harwich Mariners. Both teams will be looking for their first win on the season, and it's going to be starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, Sam. And you would hope the only thing really to improve upon is just the offense. Yeah, it was a solid start to the season for the pitching staff for the Bourne Braves. But, of course, the offense not really getting anything done with just 4 hits on the game. 2 of those coming from Muntz, and it was a great game from him, a single and a double. Shane Muntz, a solid debut here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. But overall, the offense wasn't able to really show out like they wanted to, and not putting any runs on the board here in opening day. So we will have to wait for tomorrow for Bourne to score their first runs of this 2019 season. Once again, our final score here from Eldridge Park tonight, it's 2-0 Orleans over the Braves. For Sam Wiederhalf, I am Jordan Palacio. We are signing off tonight. Bourne will be on the road against Harwich tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the second game of the season. Until then, we wish everyone a very safe rest of the night. And until then, we'll see you next time.